Alright, let's dive into something I think a lot of us can relate to. That weird feeling when the things you used to love just don't hit the same way anymore. Ever noticed how a hobby, a favorite show, or even a daily routine suddenly feels flat? It's like your brain's saying, been there, done that, next. But why does this happen? And more importantly, can we fix it? Let's break it down. Here's the thing. Our brains are wired to chase novelty. It's not just about enjoying something. It's about the rush of something new. Think about it. When you first discovered your favorite band, or tried that new coffee shop, the excitement was through the roof. But over time, that same band or coffee just becomes background noise. Occupational therapist Catalina Hoffmann calls this hedonic adaptation, and it's basically your brain's way of saying, okay, I'm used to this now. What's next? What makes this really interesting is how it ties into dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. When something's new, dopamine spikes. But as it becomes routine, the spike gets smaller. Personally, I think this is why we're all so addicted to scrolling through our phones. Every swipe, every notification, is a tiny hit of novelty. But here's the kicker. That constant overstimulation is actually training our brains to need more and more to feel satisfied. It's like adding too much salt to your favorite dish. Eventually, you can't even taste the original flavors anymore. In my opinion, this is where things get a little scary. When the extraordinary becomes the norm, everyday life starts to feel meh. A walk in the park. Boring. A quiet conversation. Not exciting enough. And that's when we start chasing bigger, flashier experiences, just to feel something. But here's the irony, the more we chase, the less we actually enjoy. It's a vicious cycle, and it's one that's fueled by constant comparison, and this weird pressure to always be doing something worthwhile. One thing that immediately stands out is how this affects our mental health. When you're constantly seeking the next big thing, you're never really present. You're always looking ahead, and that can leave you feeling empty. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about missing out on big experiences. It's about losing the ability to enjoy the small ones. A detail I find fascinating is how this ties into mindfulness. When you're truly present, even the simplest things, like sipping coffee or watching the sunset, can feel rewarding. But when your brain's on overdrive, those moments just slip by. So, how do we reset? Hoffmann suggests 3 habits, and I think they're worth exploring. First, cut back on overstimulation. I know, easier said than done, right? But think about it. How often do you reach for your phone during a quiet moment? What if, instead, you just sat with the silence? Or looked around and actually noticed your surroundings? It's not about quitting tech cold turkey, but about being intentional. Second, practice mindfulness. This isn't just some buzzy self-help term. It's about retraining your brain to focus on the present. Personally, I've found that even just a few minutes of mindful breathing can make a difference. It's like hitting the reset button on your dopamine baseline. Third, embrace activities with gradual rewards. Instant gratification is great, but it's also a trap. Think about hobbies like painting, gardening, or even learning a new skill. The payoff isn't immediate, but when it comes, it's so much more satisfying. If you take a step back and think about it, these are the kinds of experiences that actually build happiness, not just provide a quick fix. This raises a deeper question. What if the key to enjoyment isn't about finding bigger, better experiences, but about recalibrating how we perceive the ones we already have? What if a walk in the park can be as fulfilling as a luxury vacation, if we just let it be? I think that's the real challenge, learning to value the everyday, not as a consolation prize, but as something genuinely meaningful. So, here's my closing thought. Maybe the problem isn't that we've stopped enjoying things. Maybe it's that we've forgotten how to enjoy them simply. What if the biggest change we need isn't a new hobby, or a bigger adventure, but a shift in perspective? What do you think? Are you ready to give the little things another chance? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts.